So I'd just like to start by wishing a very happy first birthday to the Impact Investing Institute, and what an incredible year you have had. But within DCMS, we're really delighted to have been able to help support some of the really important work that you've pioneered in relation to place-based investing and all of the work that you've done around impact alignment and the fiduciary responsibility of pension fund trustees. So we're grateful to you for all of that and to much, much more. You asked me to reflect a little bit about where I see impact investing going. And I would say that quite a lot of my thinking has been informed by a number of conversations with colleagues at the Institute. But I suppose what I think is that I would expect impact investing to continue to grow, but also we need to think through how we can broaden it. And there are obviously multiple different approaches to that. Huge progress has been made in relation to environmental impact, both in terms of the flows of money going to climate-related investments. Obviously, from a government point of view, the announcement of the green gilt, and in terms of measurement of it. But if we think about the inequalities that have been exposed through the pandemic, I'm keen that we should really use this as a time where we cut through about the role of investing in relation to the inequality being exposed so cruelly by COVID. So the need for a focus on creating new jobs, opportunities for young people, housing, transport. There's a whole range of areas, where I think impact investing has an important part to play. I think there's also, we need to think we can learn from the great progress that's been made on the green agenda in terms of what sorts of capital and how do we unlock it, how do we deploy it most effectively, and critically, how do we measure the impact. In terms of some of the early thinking that we're doing in the department, we're trying to think across the spectrum of capital, from philanthropy at one end through all of the different forms of capital to retail investment at the other end. And in thinking about that, how can we also leverage the skills that exist in the voluntary sector as well as in the private sector, and making sure that the investment opportunities that are created through some of the government spending programs are genuinely mission aligned. As the speaker said, that we've got mission baked in and impact baked in to those investment opportunities. I know in terms of measurement, that's a massive challenge. I think Sarah Gordon talked about over 120 ways to measure impact. We clearly need to simplify that and get some clarity. And then lastly, I think this is the time where there's a widespread call for innovation, and it feels to me like this is a natural area which to innovate. So I would just like to close by saying I'm very keen to hear your ideas. This is a time when we are very actively thinking about this within the department and keen to make sure that impact investing plays a really important part in terms of the levelling up agenda. So our departmental door is wide open for your ideas and all the kind of brilliant creativity that you bring to this. So thank you.